I was discussing with my one of my friend yesterday after the meeting, and still he was kind of in a doubt that how one can eat raw potato, and it is very hard to make them understand that your mom and my mom didn't taught us to eat raw potato. That's the one issue. But on the other hand, your mom and my mom taught us to eat raw carrots, which is almost same, coming from the ground, same kind of density, same kind of firmness, some same kind of hardness. But in our mind, carrot is okay to eat, potato is not okay. And it is not anybody's fault. It is now in general, people have conception, people have perception, people have some kind of the idea which is so strong in their mind, it is hard to give up. So now 8:02, we are going to start. Thank you very much. Today is the day 8 of the raw food challenge, 21 days challenge, and today is day 9. So Karen Ranzi is going to be our special guest today. And I want to rebuttal. Hi, Karen Ranzi.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Okay. And just rebuttaling, yesterday's talk. Yesterday was wonderful talk. I'm so glad that people opened up, asked me question, and there is a doubt. That's what I was talking, earlier, that people have a doubt, and it is very reasonable. It is nothing wrong about the doubt, because doubt is the thing which is maybe is going to help you to overcome, and maybe is going to stop you. It's up to you how you are taking it, and how you are using that doubt as a tool, or as a something which is going to take you down. So it all depends upon you. And yesterday, after discussing with Prakash on the text, okay, here he is. Prakash is on the line now. I was talking about him. So that's something which is very important for everybody. And the anybody have a doubt that we cannot eat certain food and we can eat certain food, that is very reasonable, and I understand, and it is very obvious. Only thing we have to understand that how we have to use our rational mind. Whatever our past, whatever our behavior in the society, that also based on the society. As I gave you example yesterday, that earlier the lobster was only, they were feeding to the people in the prison, in the jail. It was lousy food at one time, and now it is a delicacy. Same thing, same thing. Lot of other food. Let's say in India, I know pav bhaji was only for the beggars, only for the homeless people. And how it come into the existence, in one area, it is known as the Gulalwadi. There, all the vegetable merchant vendors, they used to bring all the rotten and almost rotten food, vegetable and stuff, and they have to throw it out. So they thought, instead throwing it out, let's create something and give it to homeless people. So how to do it? So all those vegetable vendors, they used to bring it, and one guy said, okay, I will donate the bread to eat with the vegetable. And somebody say, okay, I will give you some, all the masala. So they made something makeshift dish out of that, out of which is garbage, which is not, nobody was eating. From that garbage, that pav bhaji came into existence, and now it become delicacy. So same thing with pizza. Pizza was in Italy at the time of famine and in a drought, and this they no nothing to eat. So what you do? Okay, on a piece of bread, throw whatever you have, make it little spicy, it become pizza. So thing change as per the need at the time, and we have to keep in mind that, okay, that was once, it was okay, it doesn't mean it is okay for the life, or for generation to generation. Now, our topic today is a detox. So, whenever you make a change, anything, any change, even in your house, you one plant you put it here and you change that plant from here to here, it is going to bother you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 days. Any change is difficult, and so is the change also difficult for our eating behavior, eating habits, whatever you are used to. We are creature of a habit. Whatever we are used to, it is hard to break it. And and when we try to break it, what happens? Our inner body start doing a revolt. It's like they go against it, because, hey, you cannot do this. You used to give me sugar so far, why you stopped? Or you used to give me these or that so far, why you stop? So they don't like it, and that is the reason all the kind of little discomfort is going to happen. The nausea, a headache, sometime not feeling that good, fatigue, all those things is a primary kind of result of making a change. But my suggestion is not to worry about it. That is just a momentary, that is temporary. Anything, even if you clean your house, it is some kind of a pain in the beginning. But once it's clean, you can enjoy that clean house. Exactly same way, this is our house. The body is our house. We have to clean it. And there is no way you can put the soap and shampoo on the top of our body, but inner body, it is hard to clean. And to clean inside, it is the most important thing. And I am so glad, yesterday after the meeting, we had I sent it, as I promised, a link to Asmita Ben, and then I had a talk, little bit talk, and I will ask her to give her experience, how she felt it, and we will go from there to the doctor. I mean, Karen Renzi later on.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I talked to you. And then, you think in your mind for a few minutes, that, oh, you really need to change your life. And especially when I read your electronic book, then I thought, oh, this is doable. I mean, I need to just start working on it. But the way you talk to me, the inspiration, I felt that, and you really care for people, taking time and talk to us and things like that. So then now it's my responsibility to, go forward and listen to you and try to make some changes. It might take little extra time, but that's okay. So I really want to, keep going with your thoughts and everything. So thank you so much for taking time with me yesterday. And I would like to continue, basic thing. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Asmita Ben. And I want to say, all the best, good luck. And I'm here with you in your journey. And anytime, if you need any help, just I'm one phone call away. So just call me. If I'm not picking up the phone, just leave the a message and I will get back to you.
Yeah, but thank you so much.
You are very welcome. So this is what it is I was also a somebody like you. I was eating everything. I was eating like a pig. Lit, as I said, this much ball of the khichdi. Oh my gosh! Now I'm thinking what I was doing, but I was not aware of all those things. I had no knowledge, no information. And the best thing is once you start thinking about it, it is going to give you the solution, not me. The your thinking, you are trying to, you are curious about some certain thing, and that thing is going to give you the inspiration. That thing is going to give you motivation. No, if Akshay can do it, I can do it. And I'm not It is, you are not doing for anybody else, you are doing for yourself. And this is, if you are not getting benefit, don't do it. That it is that simple. If you are getting benefit, then you do it. And Asmita Ben she is a science graduate. She understands science. Her family, they have doctors. She has a connection with the doctors. It's not that something she come up with, the just new idea. She had this thing in her in a behavior, but it was not spark. You need just one spark to ignite the fire.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That spark comes, it sometime it comes, sometime won't, but we have to keep trying. If it doesn't come, doesn't, no matter, but we don't have to give up. And at least I'm so glad that she got that now, that fire, that spark. And she says, no matter what happens, slowly but gradually I'm going to do it. And that's the right way to do it. Don't do drastically, otherwise it's going to backfire. So,
Yeah.
and everybody cannot do drastically. I did drastically, but that's me, I'm crazy guy. So
Yeah.
don't follow me. Okay, I'm not going to take more time now. Karen Ranzi, she is more than me. She has done 25 years, and she is teaching other people. She's a coach to go for raw food, and how it is going to benefit. So I'm not going to take more time. Karen Ranzi, is your floor is yours now.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? So I have been following a raw and vegan lifestyle now for over 31 years. And I'll tell you why I stick with it and why it's been such an important part of my life. Back in the 90s, I had cystic acne, hormonal cystic acne, all over my face and my back. And and I also had irritable bowel syndrome. So I had a lot of gut issues. For over 25 years, I had these two situations going on, and I went to doctors. I took all kinds of different medications. Nothing helped. Nothing cleared up the acne. There was one drug called Accutane that dried up my face completely and didn't take away the acne. As soon as I stopped taking it, the acne came back. And I had my second child, my young son, had asthma and chronic ear infections. As soon as we gave up, first of all, the dairy, my skin started to heal. When giving up all the dairy, that means the cheese, the cow milk that we were eating, the ice cream, the yogurt. A lot of people get surprised when I say yogurt and they say, but yogurt is so healthy. All the yogurt is so good for the gut, but that's not true. As soon as I gave up the dairy, my skin began to heal. And when I went to raw, uncooked food, my skin completely healed. The constipation, back and forth constipation and diarrhea that I was having for many years with irritable bowel syndrome, it was gone within 3 months. And my skin healed. My son's asthma, gone. Doctors were telling me I was going to have to put him on steroids. It was gone. And his chronic ear infections that he had as a young child, no tubes needed in the ears. So why would I not stay with this lifestyle? It was a total game changer in terms of our well-being. And so I began to research, and I wanted to find out why these dramatic changes in such a short period of time from going to raw plant foods. And I spent about 7 years researching and writing for my first book, which is creating healthy children through attachment parenting and raw foods. It's a 500-page book. It was 7 years. There's a lot of research in here. I wanted people to know that they don't have to accept their health challenges, that you can raise families and have healthy children and heal your own health challenges by going to a raw living foods lifestyle, and including the other factors that contribute to health. So it's not only food. I didn't used to get much sleep. I used to think I could stay up all night. I didn't exercise much. So it's very important to move your body. Your stress level goes right along with what you're eating. So all of these things come into play, and more. There's more, but they all come into play when you start to look at what you can do to create health instead of to go along with all the pharmaceuticals, which will take you nowhere. I've done it, been there, and ended up nowhere except in a lot of pain. But with raw living plant foods, I learned, number one, that these foods contain fiber for excellent digestion. So eating your foods as much as possible, whole foods, not processed and packaged in a factory, but whole, makes them easy to digest. And even fruit, which a lot of people get scared of because they're saying, oh, the sugars, they spike the blood sugars. No, not if they have the fiber, if it's the whole food. If you are drinking a fruit juice where the fiber has been removed, then of course it can spike the blood sugar. But if you're eating your fruit with all the fiber in it, a whole apple or a whole pear or a whole mango, it digests slowly. It does not spike the blood sugar because it has fiber. And we need that fiber for good gut health. And that's why I healed, because my gut got healthy. So fiber is one. What's another big reason to support raw living plant foods? The water content. We want the water in our food. We don't want to take out the water. When you cook all your food, you are depleting the water. I mean, even steamed veggies, which are better than fried, baked, sauteed, that all takes out all the water. Steaming retains some of the water, but when you eat your food raw, you have the water content of the food intact. And our blood and our cellular tissues are 72% water. So why would we want to take out the water in our food? We want to retain the water. And that's why I healed. That's why my child healed, because we started to retain the water in our raw food, keeping the food the way it is, keeping it intact. Then there's also all the vitamins and the minerals that come in these foods. And when you cook them, they immediately incur nutrient loss. So we get so many vitamins in all our fruit. We get vitamins and minerals and high quality proteins in our leafy greens, like spinach and kale and all these wonderful greens. I love dandelion and collard greens. We get all of those antioxidants and nutrients when we are not heating them. So we have to look at all of these things very, very carefully in order to get the nutrients that our body requires. And so this is why I stay with a raw plant-based lifestyle for over 31 years. And I've been speaking worldwide since my first book came out. My second book, after my readers read Creating Healthy Children, they asked me, well, we don't know how to do this. We need simple recipes. And we don't want to have oil anymore, because I talked a lot about what oil does. Oil is 100% fat. It is also 100% processed. Instead of eating the olive oil, eat the olives. Okay? We don't need oil. We can get our nutrients from whole plant foods, not from processed foods. Oils are processed. So I have a recipe book called Raw Vegan Recipe Fun for Families. And this on the cover was one of the families who came to my classes. And they learned how to make really healthy recipes with Raw Vegan Recipe Fun for Families, which is at my website, feelfabulouswithfood.com. Oh, actually, sorry, that's at superhealthychildren.com. I have two websites, feelfabulouswithfood.com and superhealthychildren.com. I have resources, books, and courses, programs at both websites. And also, people who have attention issues, people who have allergies, people who have hyperactivity, people who are on the autism spectrum, they can also heal. They can also turn around. In terms of education, I'm a health coach. I'm also a speech and language pathologist for over 43 years. And I worked in the school system for I worked in the school system for about 40 years, but the last 20 of those years, I worked with children with autism. And I can tell you that all the drugs being given to those kids, along with chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese and pizza and French fries, they could not focus. But when some of those families came to me and started adding an abundance of raw plant foods, and they made these amazing changes, their children's nervous systems calmed down. Some of these kids who were violent, they completely changed their whole body makeup, and their aggression stopped. And I have testimonials to show for that. So on many levels, raw living plant foods helps the body to make these internal changes so that a child or an adult who has any of these challenges will change on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And I wrote my third book, Heal and Prevent Autism, Natural Solutions That Work. And children all over the world are healing from autism with a raw food purification program. So what Axay is talking about here is very real. It is not something that's just, oh, you try it and it's just a fad. No, it is growing, and you can see it's growing on all the social media, and that there's a lot more interest in whole plant foods and raw foods. And the reason is that it works. It works.
Yeah, it is so good. We are so fortunate to listen what she's saying. Here people pay thousands of dollars to get into that kind of study. She spent so much time of her life to write these books. Her knowledge is a gold, and we are so fortunate we are getting this gold knowledge. And that's her kindness, that she is coming and giving us this information. And also she is ready, she is coming day after. So because we have a limited time, I wish we can have this conversation for 2 3 hours, and we can have we can give so much thing. But because of the time constraint, in a time limited time, we have to take this gold, repeat it again and again. Watch this video. I'm going to put her website link in on this video, her book links on this video, so you are not going to miss anything. All this information we are going to say. Okay, Priyanka, you have a question, go ahead. You are mute.
Thank you so much for your valuable inputs. I am, as a parent, I would want to know, how have you addressed in your book the uh, attachment with the parenting? Because kids want something, and how have you addressed, and how have you um, given suggestions to those parents, so that from this channel we can encourage more of them people to know more about how you can transform your parent attachment of the parenting style with the journey of your food, of the raw food.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. In my book, Creating Healthy Children, I address both aspects of it, the attachment parenting and the raw foods. Now, the attachment parenting has to come first, of course, meaning that, the mother, right from the very beginning, needs to be present and totally be there for her child. And that means, of course, holding the baby against the skin. And even if the mother hasn't done that much attachment early on, that can come in at any age. So even a 5-year-old or 6-year-old who has not been held a lot, a mother can start to do that. Skin to skin is so important at all ages of development. And all of this bonding with the child, skin to skin holding, breastfeeding, of course, is the most natural first food for the child. And that will lead to the foods that will also be the solid food transition as the child begins to eat. So something like ripe fruit is about the same protein content as mother's milk. So that when a mother transitions her child from her milk, she can start giving things like ripe bananas and whatever fruit is available that's ripe and ready for the child when the child is ready for food. And at every level, the mother being there emotionally and spiritually for her child to support the development. Now, if the child is being given processed and refined foods, and if the child is being given animal food, by the way, has zero fiber, no fiber. Processed packaged stuff, no fiber. And we already talked about the fiber for proper digestion. So children who grow up with animal food and processed food as their diet, they don't have the fiber for proper digestion. And over time, that's where the problems start to develop. And so we want to create health for our children, for our families. So right from the beginning, we need to be there for the child on all levels so that the child attaches with us as the parent, and so that we can help the child through those phases of development so that the child eats healthfully. And through that, the gut is connected to the brain. There is a very strong connection between the gut and the brain. If the child is eating healthy food, the child also develops positive mental health. There's like a whole study now on depression and anxiety. And when a person transitions to a healthy plant diet, that it can help to relieve depression and anxiety. And that makes a lot of sense. And that's why I saw over the years people of all ages healing from attention deficit, from hyperactivity, from autism, and then physical problems, like I had cystic acne. My last book is called Bye Bye Acne. And all of these things, we don't need to accept them. We were put here on earth in the Garden of Eden. We were put here to eat the foods that were given to us and to serve those to our children. And like what you just asked about attachment, the two of them go together. And that was an excellent question. And that's what I tried to bring out in my book, that the mental part goes together with the physical part.
Any other question?
I have.
Yes. Yes, Manu.
Yeah, I wanted to know, how did you replace milk and yogurt? With what did you replace it with? Because we have the habit, I can leave milk, but how to replace yogurt? That I don't understand. I want to know about that.
Well, first understanding that these are not foods for humans. First, having the understanding of it, that all of these are things that come from an animal that's a totally different species. We are not meant to eat food from a cow or a goat or a sheep. We are not those animals' babies. Those animals, when a cow has a calf, the calf gets the cow's milk so that the calf can grow into an 800 plus pound animal. We are not meant to be 800 plus pound animals. We are not meant to take in 20% protein. Human mother's milk, as I said before, is between 5 and 7% protein. Cow's milk, goat's milk, about 20% protein. We are not meant to take in all of that protein and to digest these foods that are meant for the young of that animal. So right away, already understanding that yogurt is not food for human children. First, mother's milk. And then after a baby weans, and I recommend that a mother nurse her child for at least 2 years. 2 years, at least minimum 2 years of nursing gives a child everything that the child needs to stay healthy going forward, unless, of course, being fed unhealthfully. But mother's milk, human mother's milk, not cow's milk or goat's milk, but human mother's milk is what is meant for the human baby. Now, if a child is already used to yogurt, you could transition the child and prepare something similar. Like in my book, Creating Healthy Children, I think there was a mother from New Zealand who was having difficulty transitioning her child off of yogurt. And she created a yogurt, I think it was pine nuts blended with strawberries. And it was very creamy and yogurt-like. And she used that as a transition to bring the child off of a milk that wasn't meant for her child. It was meant for the calf. And so she transitioned her child, and then just started giving her child a lot of fruits and leafy greens and vegetables. I'll tell you what I did for my grandchildren yesterday. We had a green smoothie bowl party. And so a lot of parents are concerned, like, where am I going to get calcium for my children? Because we've been promoted to so much that we need to get calcium from an animal's milk, from an animal that has nothing to do with our species as human beings, that we've been promoted that we need to get our calcium from their milk. But that is not true at all. Because what happens is that their protein content is so high, their protein content is so much higher than human protein in the milk, that it's stressful on the organs. It's stressful on the kidneys and the liver. And somewhere like 70% of the calcium gets washed out. And so we actually lose the calcium. Instead of gain the calcium, we lose it. And
Yes.
so we want to get our calcium from really good sources. So I had a green smoothie bowl party with my grandchildren yesterday. We made green smoothies. I put in some spinach, and I put in some collard greens, and I put in some mango and some pineapple, and blended it up. I made it with them. They love preparing. Kids love to be at the counter with you.
Right.
We did it up together. We had greens. I put it into little bowls for them. I put berries on the table, sliced berries, raspberries, strawberries, a little bit of chia seeds, a little bit of shredded coconut. And I let them decorate their smoothies, and they ate the whole thing.
Here you have to be little creative. You have to, it is whatever available in her area, she used it. If anybody have a question how you can use it, it all depends upon your creativity. One thing I want to give just a hypothetical scenario. Let's say one young mother have a kid and cannot cannot breastfeed her him. Now just hypothetically offer her, hey, here is some other human mother milk is there. Let's give it to your kid, to your son. The mother is immediately question it. Oh, no. Who is she? If she is sick, or she is a healthy woman, or from where you got, from the white woman or black woman or Asian or these, she is going to keep asking you question before feeding that milk to the her son or daughter. Why? Because that is very, very normal to protect the son or daughter. You don't want to feed something bad or wrong. But when it comes to the milk from the market, nobody knows how sick that cow is, how horrible situation she gave the milk. But marketing is everything. It is bottled, you think it's so good. It is the junk food, it is the poison for the human species. But the marketing, as I said yesterday, this is all nothing but the marketing. Let me give you another scenario, which is nothing to do with the food. Everybody was using asbestos. When asbestos came from the Canada started, in Canada, there is a town named Asbestos. And from there, from Earth, this thing came. Everybody started using it. Then they found out asbestos is the cause of the cancer. That is giving mesothelioma, and that is something which is bad. Now they awake and they stopped it. Same thing for milk. Everybody is using it. Nobody is questioning it. It is giving the casein is the horrible substance in the milk, in the cow milk or any other milk. Why people are using it? But it is the marketing. There's this food mafias. Sorry about my language, but that's what it is. They market anything and everything for their own, and that is the problem. Yes, Priyanka, you are mute.
Uh, you brought up good topic from the society transformation, addressing the women who can't uh, give give milk to the kid. But what are the advice that you would give to the mother who's looking for the alternative when the child is uh, ready to move to a preschool, that age?
My advice, my suggestion is this is that we don't have to continue the wrong thing, and don't try to have a shortcut to find a solution for the wrong thing. So instead, from one bad thing, you don't want to go to another bad thing. You want to find the good thing from any bad situation. So instead, using the milk, now we are trying to find the alternate. Why? Why we want to find the alternate to the milk? Because our brain needs some substitute. It's bad thinking. That's what happened to the sugar also. Instead of the real sugar, they found the synthetic sugar, and it is it is a sugar, but it's not sugar, and it is synthetic and a sugar substitute. It is horrible. It is another, from one poison you are going to another poison. That's not the way one should think. Find the real solution, which is eliminated the bad problem.
What about probiotics? How we'll get that if we want to address on that?
In the food, there is so much probiotic. As I said, in our saliva, when we wake up in the morning, that saliva, in the stinky saliva, is a gold. Don't throw it out. Get the glass of water, gulp that water, wash your mouth, and take it in. That is the foremost important probiotic. And all other fermented is a probiotic. I'm taking kombucha, homemade kombucha. Any fermented, let's say even olive or any kimchi or any other stuff which is fermented, have probiotic, and it is enough. And then you don't need that much. This is probiotic, protein, and all this marketing gimmick made people confused, and it is not required at all. It is not that, it's that simple.
So it is just a market gimmick. We don't need that much of probiotic the way it is been portrayed in the market.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, you don't need it. See,
Oh.
whatever you need, our human, this is the nature created this machine so good. It is 100% proof, but we screw it up. We as a human, we don't know how to handle it. We try to become more smart animal, and in that smartness, we are losing our common sense. I'm seeing this. This is how it is irony and it's tragedy that all other animal have this hardware intelligence, and they know what to eat, what not to eat, and we as a smart animal, we don't know what to eat and what not to eat.
It's also very important to understand that all whole plant foods are prebiotic, not probiotic, prebiotic, meaning that all fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds and sprouts, they all create good bacteria in the gut. So when you eat them and they digest, those prebiotics become your best probiotics. You don't have to take a pill. The pill, in fact, doesn't usually even make its way down there, whereas the whole plant food makes its way all the way down to the gut and creates those probiotics because they are in a prebiotic form.
Yeah.
All right. Any question, or otherwise we have to wrap it up? Karen Ranzi is coming day after, which is Thursday. So we will, and another good episode. She will bring another volume of the gold to us. Right?
Yeah, I would want Karan to address to the viewers, because this is a challenge and it is free for everyone. So, what tips and advice would you say to the viewers so that more can join and come in and become a community?
I'm not sure exactly if that's the question.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just asking you to just say something for us, because what Mr. Shah is trying to do is create this challenge to the people, and this is all free. So how can they benefit out when they watch this channel?
I think it's just great to bring people together like this, to give you the opportunity to take this information and then run with it. Start it yourself, find communities in the areas that you live, and connect with other people who are following whole plant food lifestyle, and talk about raw food and the benefits of raw. There's a lot of information out there now. There's books. I mean, I have books. There's so many other people who have written books on raw food and the benefits. And you have this opportunity right now being together here. How long does this
21,
challenge?
21 days.
That's wonderful. You have this opportunity to get all of this information so that by the end of this, you are feeling more confident. That's the goal, that you're feeling
Exactly.
more confident to move ahead on your own
Thank you
and
so much.
and grow your own community wherever you are.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Karen. Well, we have to conclude this today. Already over little bit over time, but we want more information like this. You are coming on day after tomorrow on Thursday, and thank you very much all the participants. And please spread the word. Spread the word and let other people join. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Food matters more